शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। 223 स्थूलं सूक्ष्मं कारणं च शरीरं त्रिविधं स्मृतम् अवश्यं त्रिविधोस्तेव तत्र तत्रोचितो ज्वरः। Jnani doesn't have the jvara, there is afflictions on account of 3 bodies. This was told. Now to explain that, first, what are these jvaras in 3 different bodies? That is first explained. Different bodies means Sthula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira and Karana Sharira. So first 3 bodies and then corresponding jvara afflictions and then will be shown. And we have seen Sthulam, Sukshmam, Karanam cha and iti Shariram Trividham Smritam. Shariram Trividham Smritam. Tatra Kuchitaha. Tatra Kuchitaha Trividhaha Jvaraha Avashyam Asti Eva. Kuchitaha Trividhaha Jvaraha Avashyam Asti Eva. First, these 3 are the bodies pointed. What are those? Sthulam, Sthula Sharira, Sukshma, gross body, Sukshmam, Sukshma Sharira, subtle body, Karanam cha, Karanam, the causal body, Shariram, Trividham Smritam. Trividham Smritam. So it is considered 3-4, means 3 bodies are there, Sthula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira and Karana Sharira. Now, generally we know what is jvara. Temperature rising up, is it not? Okay, physical body has got fever. One means we take as fever. Body has got fever, but Sukshma Sharira, where is that got fever? And actually, where Karana Sharira, how can it have fever? Such questions come. Actually, it should not be taken. Jvara means fever, but affliction. So, is it possible that Karana Sharira also has affliction? Let us see now. He points out afflictions at all the 3 levels. Is it? Tatra means in all these different body, Sharira, gross, subtle and causal bodies, says Trividha, 3 types of तत्र तत्र उचितः त्रिविधः ज्वरः अवश्यम् अस्ति एव. उचितः, उचितः means fitting one. Suitable affliction means an affliction corresponding to a given body. Certainly avashyam asti eva, certainly there. So means in accordance with the Sharira, there is affliction. First he asserts, and what is that affliction at each level? Let us see. First, what are the jwaras in Sthula Sharira? What are the varieties of fevers, not the trade. All afflictions the physical body can get subjected to. According to Ayurveda, it is around 400 and odd diseases. According to Ayurveda. I asked one doctor years back, how about allopathy? He said, it has already crossed, long back it has crossed 1,000. That is the moral lack of smell. So new diseases also are coming. Many diseases were early also there, but they may not have been diagnosed at this. For example, don't think cancer has come right now only. So, see, where in Kannada they say, Edi hunnu. Edi means crab. Cancer means crab boil. Crab, you know, I have seen that. Once it catches, it will not live. A crab boil. Heart attack, etc. So they say, because in fact, as a boy I have seen young person, very active. It is not village town, but he is a very poor person. He had gone in the open for toilet, vomited the blood and collapsed. So what they said, Mittu Baditu, Mittu Baditu, Mrityu struck. Death struck him. Attack only. They don't know what the diagnosis was not there. It is like that. But now new like AIDS etc. manufactured also. New because of wrong type of living, new things also have come up maybe. So now you say, let us say what are the types of these diseases. So she is not starting here all medical science here, just hitting there are endless varieties of diseases. And not everything. Affliction is not only on account of disease, other afflictions also are. Vata pitta shleshmajanya vyadhaya kotishastana durgandhitva kurupatva daha bhangadayastata vata pitta shleshmajanya vyadhaya तथा दुर्गंधित्व रूपत्व दाह भंगादयः ओटिशः तनौ एड सन्ति ओटिशः तनौ एड सन्ति. There are not even 1,000 crores of them are there. What are those? Vata pitta shleshmajanya vyadhayah. This is on account of Vata, Pitta, Shleshma is Kapha. What are three humors, imbalance of three humors giving rise to varieties of diseases. Vata, Pitta, Shleshma, Kapha, Janya, Radhaya, born of them. Tata, so means afflictions born of these varieties of diseases because of imbalance in these three Vata, Pitta, Kapha. Then Tata, so also Durgandhitva, foul smell to the body. Some cases very acute, especially not that they do clean the teeth very properly, but somehow inherent foul smell also comes to the body also in case of the cases. In spite of bath also that smell is there. So durgandhitva, otherwise also because of this pulsation etc. body smelling, kurupatva, ugliness. So ugliness also is something which is not desired, induced affliction. Daha, burning sensation in the body. Bhanga, fractures. Here is fractures. Also are there fractures. So adayaha, like deficiency, like the blindness and all these. So many deficiency in terms of that. Otishaha tanau santi, not one or two, but crores of them is endless. They are there in the body. So in the gross body, there are such afflictions. What about the affliction in the subtle body? Kamakrodadaya shanti दान्त्याद्या लिङ्गदेहगाः ज्वराद्वयेऽपि बाधन्ते प्राप्त्या प्राप्त्या नरं क्रमात् कामक्रोधादयः शान्तिदान्त्याद्याः लिङ्गदेहगाः ज्वराः सन्ति ज्वराः सन्ति देन् द्वये अपि क्रमात् प्राप्त्या अप्राप्त्या नरं बाधन्ते द्वये अपि क्रमात् प्राप्त्या अप्राप्त्या नरं बाधन्ते. Suksharira has got these afflictions. What are those? Kama, Krodhadayaha. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsara. All these Shad Ripus. So they are there because so long as they are there, you may say Kama is there, Jvara. Desire, is it an affliction? So long as desire there, you can never rest contented. It is affliction, it is bound to give affliction. So, Adi, Krodha, Moha, Mada, Matsara. Not only that, these are all Linga Dehagaha. Linga Dehagaha means they pertain to Linga Sharira. Linga Dehagaha, Dvaraha. Afflictions pertaining to Linga Deha means Sukh Sharira, that is subtle body. Again, Shanti Dantyadyaha. Shanti here is Antarindriya Nigraha. Control of the mind. Antakarna, that is Shanti. Danti, that is Dhamma. Shanti Shama, that is Shanti Shama. Antarindriya Nigraha. Danti is Dhamma. Bahendriya Nigraha. Bahendriya Nigraha. Again means these afflictions like Shama and Dhamma. You may wonder, Shama and Dhamma are afflictions or they are antidote for affliction? If you have got mastery over the mind, are you vikshipta, disturbed, or you are composed? If you have got mastery over the sense organs, organs of actions, are you disturbed or you are composed? Then these are what? Remedies for Jvara. How you bracket them as Jvara? Second line is explained. When Shanti, Danti are absent, you are subject to Jvara. Whereas Kama, Krodha are present, you are subject to Shanti, Dantyadyaha, Linga Dehagaha, pertaining to Linga Deha, the Sukshara, Jvaraha, Santi, these are the afflictions. Now one may wonder, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsara afflicting the individual can be understood. How Shama, Dhamma can afflict the individual? So explain, Dvaye api, both of these means Kama, Krodha, etc. and also Shanti, Danti, etc. So Shama, Dhamma, Adi for Uparama, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhana, all this. So Dvaye api, both what they do, Krama, in the order. What is that? Praptya, apraptya, naram badhanti. Naram badhanti, badhanti, afflict. Afflict the person, afflict the human being. How? Praptya, apraptya, kramat. In the order means, see, kama krodhadayaha, praptya, naram badhanti. When the person has got Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsara, nothing but affliction means agitation in the mind. Again, Shanti, Dantyadyaha, what happens? So, that is Apraptya, Naram Badhanti. When mastery over the mind, mastery over the senses, and that so Shraddha, etc. are not there, because of that, they both become the sources of affliction. You know that? Once it happens, it seems. There is a quarrel between the goddess of wealth and goddess of poverty. You know who is goddess of wealth? Lakshmi, and goddess of poverty. So who is beautiful? They were quarreling. And the quarrel didn't come to any end. At that time, unfortunately, one Brahmana happened to pass by. Poor fellow. And they got hold of him. He said, come on, you tell us. Who among us is the beautiful man? He said, Dharma Sankata. Do you know why? If he says, Lakshmi is beautiful, who will get annoyed? Goddess of poverty, and says she will bless me. And if goddess of poverty blesses you, what will happen? So whatever he has, he is going to do. And if I say, oh, goddess of poverty is beautiful, Lakshmi will get annoyed and she will desert me. What to do? So he was a very clever Brahmana. This is a very delicate question. I can't just answer like that. I have to investigate. What is to be done? I am standing here. Both of you have a parade now. So, parade. For few strokes, come and go, come and go, come and go. I'll observe and they will give the verdict. Sir. So both have said yes. Kama again. Otherwise, goddess of the wealth, obeying this guy as such. Anyway, fine. So both came and went. So he said, both are beautiful. So he wanted to get rid of them. Both are beautiful. How? When goddess of wealth, Lakshmi, approaches, she is beautiful. And when goddess of poverty, when she recedes, goes back, then beautiful. Both are happy or not? So, Shanti, Danti also, if you don't have affliction, if you have got what? Kama, Krodha, you have got nothing but affliction. So both do give the affliction. So such few things you know. Same once there was epidemic of cholera in a village. And once it happened that one very pious Brahmana saw this devata of cholera. So many people are dying, etc. Please have mercy on us and don't be so cruel, etc. You know what goddess of cholera said? Look, of all the people who die, 90% die because of fear. Only 10% die on account of cholera. 10% die on account of cholera and 90% die because of what? Cholera has come. So that is what is happening. So it can be on account of anything. Fear also can be affliction. So that is so Adi for everything, Bhaya, etc. Here also Shanti, Danti, Uparama. That is what? That withdrawal from all this. Shraddha. Shraddha is not there. There are people who want to have Shraddha and Bhakti in Ishvara. But they say, Swamiji, nothing. Heart is dry. They say. So, the mind is not ready to accept at all. They want to have Shraddha and then develop Bhakti, etc. But they say it is not possible. Because of something, Shraddha is still lacking. So like that, absence of Shraddha, affliction. So like this. So Kramat, this order, they badanti. So at Sukh Sharira level also there are afflictions. Now one may wonder, how is it possible to have afflictions at the Karana Sharira level? Is it possible? Svam param chana vidyatma vinashta iva karane agami dukkha bijam cheti etadindrena darshitam. Anvaya karane atma vinashtaha iva. Karane atma vinashtaha iva swam param cha na veti. Swam param cha na veti agami dukkha bijam cha. Agami dukkha bijam cha iti etad इंद्रेण दर्शितम् इति इंद्रेण दर्शितम् कारणे कारणे means what? कारणे शरीरे in the karana sharira causal body atma oneself vinashtaha iva as though destroyed means vinashta sadrishaha as though destroyed. How do you say like because of this? What is that? Swam param cha naveti. In sleep, Atma doesn't know oneself, nor does Atma know other things. Is what? All those things which are superimposed on oneself, Anatma Rupa Jagat. Swam. Swam means Swarupam. One's own Rupa, one's own true nature, Atma doesn't know. Again, Param. Param means here, Swasmin Adhyastam Jagat. Jagat which is falsely superimposed, falsly attributed in Atma, that is Param. Other than Atma, entire Jagat attributed to Atma, Param. Naveti, is it not so? In sleep we don't know I am that, nor do we know anything from the world. And that is what it says, Swaparadhyana Shunyaha. Devoid of knowledge of oneself and also of Jagat. That is what is called as Vinashtaha, or as though destroyed. That is what is called as destruction, not knowing either oneself or the Jagat. So that is what happens. Not only that, Karana Sharira, that in sleep, sleep is the exclusive state of Karana Sharira. When the Karana Sharira totally manifests. In waking and dream also Karana Sharira manifests. Do you know when it is? In waking state and dream state also Karana Sharira does manifest. Do you know when? Whenever you are happy. In whatever degree you are happy, it is manifestation of Priyamoda, Pramoda Vritti, that Karana Sharira is. And also you are ignorant. Ignorance is what? Karana Sharira. So that way. Not only, but exclusive state. Just as waking is the exclusive state of what? The gross body. Dream is the exclusive state of subtle body. Karana Sharira, causal body, exclusive state is the deep state. Now, not only that, it says, this Karana Sharira is the seed of future sorrow. Potentially, the sorrows are there, hidden where? In the Karana Sharira. Agami Dukkha Bijam. Agami Dukkha, Agami means forthcoming. Those who are going to come in the future. Dukkha Bijam means Bhavi Anubhava Yogyasya Dukkha Bijam. It is the seed of all sorrow that are going to come. Because Ajnana is still there, continuing. And so long as Ajnana is there, all karma phalas will have outlet at the appropriate time. How many karma phalas are there? Ananta koti janmanam karana bhutam. No, Swamiji, I am studying Vedanta. Therefore what? Even if I committed sin, what will happen? I will be exempted, is it not? Right? I am studying. Very good. Mere studying is not enough. What is required? Aparoksha jnana required. Aparoksha jnana gain. Yes, Sanchita will be wiped out. Agami will not. Apply. Prarabdha you have to contribute. But that mere attending Vedanta is no guarantee of Atma-jnana, Brahma-jnana. So, that is, na gacchati vinapanam vyadhi aushadha shabdataha. Vinaparoksha jnanam Brahma shabdair na muchyate. Anywhere heard? Aparoksha, not Aparoksha, I mean Vivek Chudamani. न गच्छति विनापानं व्याधिरौषध शब्दतः. Without taking the medicine, but just by rattling the prescription, reading the prescription, the disease is not going to go. So also without aparokshanubhava, this is not possible. Maybe, Swamiji, I have got maybe some drawbacks, maybe there now. But next birth I will get. Because so much of punya I have done, is it not? Exposing to Vedanta. Yes. Provided. You know what? Always buts are there. Even in Vedanta also buts are there. Provided there is no acute sin. There are certain sins can be pardoned. In law also there are certain things they will catch you by the neck, and Vedanta will not be able to do anything until you settle the account with those sins. What she also said. So very acute sins you have to pay for it, undergo, and then get cleared out of that. Then slowly Vedanta will start working in future this event. Until those things are not cleared, that's what happens. The fellow will have to take the birth even to clear those things. That's what that means. So there is some obstruction, and very powerful obstruction. If it is not much thing, it can get cleared off as such. But such powerful obstruction, the person will have to undergo in terms of bhoga. Then only what will happen? Like a stay order. Like a stay order. Then the Vedanta will start. Which chapter it is? This sixth chapter. Yoga Brashta section. I think there Bhashyakara has made it very clear. So these things. That's why one should be very careful and take prayaschitta, and then what? Right now, because when so long as it is in the hand, take prayaschitta and that is the right thing to do. So now, he says, so that is, now this Karana Sharira is Agami Dukkha Bijam, the potential future sorrow. Iti, this also, who has shown this? Indrena Darshitam. Etat Indrena Darshitam. Indra had shown this in Chandogya Upanishad. Chandogya Upanishad 8:11:1. 8:11:1. You know the story. So, Indra and Virochana went to Prajapati to gain the Atma Jnana. And at the first instant, Prajapati thought, I got the Atma Jnana and mistook the body as I. And he went and started propagating. What is Atma? Body is Atma. It's called Asuropanishad, Asuranam Upanishad. But he could never detect or understand the defect in his, and that means knowledge, what we consider not knowledge, what he considered as knowledge. But Indra, being more sattvic, he also went, but he could find there is something wrong. He came like this, you know that. Fourth time or so, finally he said, he had concluded, Karana Sharira is Atma, and he thought, I have understood the Atma. Again he found, oh, Karana Sharira cannot be Atma. Why? Because of these reasons. That is what? It is the source of future sorrows. That is where we find like this. He returns and tells Prajapati like this. Naham khalu ayam evam samprati atmanam janati ayam aham asmiti. Nau eva imani bhutani vinasham eva apitaha bhavati. Nahamatra bhogyam pashyami. I don't consider this Karana Sharira as Atma. Because in that we find everything is what? As good as not. Means as good as destroyed. Not only that, this is what is said. It says, Atra bhogyam na pashyami. I don't find bhogya in the sense, some purushartha, I don't find. If you Atma Jnana gives moksha, and Atma Sarupa is Paramanda Sarupa. You are being in Karana Sharira in the state of ignorance is not going to give you Purushartha at all. I don't consider this Atma. That's what so says. Swapara Jnana Shunyatva as Adnyana, as though destroyed. That is what is told there. By whom? Indra to Guru, who is Prajapati. In this manner, the three bodies and the afflictions in these three bodies were shown. Now, these three afflictions, as they are, unless Atma Jnana is gained, totally cannot be eliminated. So, that is, they are so natural in the three bodies left to themselves unless they are terminated by Atma Jnana. So, how they are natural? Ete jvara sharireshu त्रिषु स्वाभाविका मताः वियोगे तु ज्वरैस्तानि शरीराणेव नासते. अन्वय त्रिषु शरीरेषु एते ज्वराः स्वाभाविकाः मताः. स्वाभाविकाः मताः अतः ज्वरैः वियोगे तु तानि शरीराणि एव नासते. न आसते नासते. तानि शरीराणि एव नासते. त्रिषु शरीरेषु, in these three bodies, gross, subtle and causal. Ete jvaraha, there are three varieties of afflictions. They are considered what? Swabhavikaha mataha. Swabhavika means sahajaha, inborn, natural. Means body is there, these are bound to be. Head is there, don't complain about headache. It is bound to come. Heart is there, prone to attack as such. Nose is there, which run. So, like that, it is natural. That is inborn. That is that nature itself is there, inborn. Therefore, it implies ataha apariharyaha. When bodies are there, these afflictions are bound to be there. You can't avoid them. You can't say, I will have gross body, but no disease. Relatively, you can be healthy. That is fine. Compared to others, you may not have much diseases, but at least hunger and thirst we have got or not. Recurring one. That is there. So at least something is there. So may not be. Generally, compared to from the norm of the world, a very healthy person admitted, but still two diseases are bound to be there. So it is natural because the nature of the body is like that. So again, mind also, maybe a relatively composed person, disturbances, or that is that. Even Vyasa, when Vyasa wrote Bhagavata, do you know what was the reason? In spite of all these, he had no composure. Narada had to tell. So you write this, you will get that composure of the mind. That's how it is. So even Dharmaraja, great sattvic person, he had so many anguish, etc. Other. How to win over the Kauravas, how to handle this Bhishma, Drona and Karna. So, Swabhavikaha, they are inborn, sahajaha, therefore apariharyaha. Left to themselves, they cannot be avoided. Therefore, he says, ataha, because they are unavoidable, therefore, ataha, varaihi viyoge. If these afflictions are removed from this body, do you know what will happen? ज्वरैः वियोगे तु तानि शरीराणि एव नासन्ते. Those shariras themselves na asante. Themselves are not going to be there. If that means they are so inherently there, no afflictions means the body itself is not going to be there. So that means without diseases, cross body is not going to be there. Without the vikshepa, subtle body is not going to be there. Without the future sorrows, karana sharira is not going to be there. Or without ignorance and not knowing anything, karana sharira is not going to be there. So nasati, they are not going to be there. That without jvaras, these shariras are not going to be there is explained with 3 illustrations. तंतोर्वियोज्येत पटः वालेभ्यः कंबलो यथा मृदो घटस्तथा देहः ज्वरेभ्योऽपीति दृश्यताम् यथा तन्तोः पटः वालेभ्यः कंबलः मृदः घटः वियुज्येत यथा तन्तोः पटः वालेभ्यः कंबलः मृदः घटः वियुज्येत तथा ज्वरेभ्यः देहः अपि इति दृश्यताम्. तथा ज्वरेभ्यः देहः अपि इति दृश्यताम्. यथा जस्ट तन्तोः पटः वियुज्येत. See, pataha, cloth is there. Made up of what? Threads. You remove the threads, where is your cloth? There, Vyujjeta, one Tikakara called Achyutrai Modak, who has written a Tika called Kaumudi. He says this Vyujjeta is a defective word. Grammatically it should have been Vyujjet. Vyujjet means Yogam Labhet. Potentially it should have been Vyujjeta is a wrong word he points out. Grammatically it is so as such, but all books have got the Vyujjeta only as the reading. I think I had told you. There is also a general Tika is Ramakrishna Tika, the standard one. Other one was a modern one was Vellangonda Ramaraya. Not Vellangonda. Raya Prallu Lingana Somayaji. Vellangonda Ramaraya, not Panchadashi. Vellangonda Ramaraya was actually a Vishishtadvaiti. Dvaiti or Vishishtadvaiti. He was a great scholar and he wanted to refute Advaita. For that he wanted to know what Advaita teaches. And he took to the study of Panchadashi. What for? Not to know Brahma, Jiva Brahma Aikya, to point out what are the mistakes are there. But he was a great upasaka of Hayagriva. Hayagriva, one of the Vishnu avatara. So that is the horse's mouth, that is the face of the horse, otherwise as the human body, Hayagriva. So the great upasaka, that upasana was there, and because of that he had the composure, the clarity of the mind, and viveka was there. And when he read Panchadashi, do you know what he did? He was so convinced about the Advaita Tattva, instead of criticizing, he started refuting Dvaita and Vishishtadvaita. That's why he has got a Gudhartha Deepika on Bhagavad Gita Bhashya. Gudhartha Deepika Bhagavad Gita Bhashya, that means at length he points out how these two, especially Vishishtadvaita and then Dvaita also, how they are wrong, because he had that means he could know. That clarity of mind was there. He is pointing. Anyway, not Velanganda Ramaraya, Raya Prallo, Lingan Somayaji. These are fine. There is one more, Achyutray Modak, it's called Kaumudi Vyakhya. Very terse. Good, I think. I was hunting for this book because I knew that after studying and teaching also somehow I stumbled upon this book, because Kanpur University has published this book afterward. When I went through that, very hard nut to crack. You can understand Panchadashi directly better than going through his Tika as such. You have to do research. For research and getting PhD better, very good. That is fine as such. But to understand Panchadashi better, read Panchadashi and not don't take to that. At one or two places some clues are there, that's fine. Because that's the style of everything. Somewhere you get something, that is fine. That is good as such. In fact, I remember there is one Tika called Brahmabharanam, Brahma Vidyabharanam, and Brahma Sutra Bhashya. And I was struggling to get it. I could not. And when I was studying Brahma Sutra Bhashya, I could not get, but I had heard about it. I left the hope that it is not possible to get. Suddenly I found that Madras edition of Gita Bhashya, newly printed, same institute have published this. At the back of that it was there. So I got costly book. In fact, I had not studied that much. I didn't go, but 2 or 3 words which I could not discern in any tikas, bhashas, all these things, I got them. I said, Paisa Vasool. Paisa Vasool. Like $1 million, like that, no? I said, it has done the job. Like that, these books are useful. And 1 or 2 words they may, which you will not be able to know at all. Anyway, but it is a very scholarly Tika as such. Himself is a great scholar, no doubt about it. Anyway, so he points out, and he is right also. Right? Grammatically, it should have been Viyujje, in the sense, Viyogam Labhe. It should happen like this. What is that? Yatha Santoho Pataha Viyujje. Means like this. Yatha Tantu Bhi Viyoge Sati. If the tantus, the threads are removed from the cloth, Tantoho Pataha Viyujje. Means Tanto means Tantubhyaha. From the threads, the cloth will, Viyujje means will disappear. If you, don't bother about Sanskrit. If you remove the threads from the cloth itself will. Valebhyaha Kambalaha Viyujjeta. Valebhyaha, Vala is Bala. Means either hair or wool. There is no blanket going to remain. So therefore, that is like this. So yatha valaihi viyoge sati. When the wool is totally removed, valebhyaha kambalaha viyujje. The blanket will get separated, means will disappear from the wool. There is not going to be any blanket. Second example. Third one. Mrudaha ghataha. That is, mruda viyoge sati. If the mud is removed from the mud pot, what happens? Mrudaha ghataha viyujje. The pot will disappear from the mud, means there is not going to be any mud pot. Tatha, in the same manner, jvarebhyaha dehaha api, in the sense, jvaraihi viyoge sati. If jvaras, afflictions are removed from the sharira, he says, dehaha api viyujye, the body itself, the sharira themselves will disappear. Means the very constituent of the body is nothing but jvaras. The body without jvaras not possible. This up to here, sanjvaret has been explained. So the question is, whom does the jvara affliction belong? To Kutastha Atma or Chidabhasa or Shariras themselves? To whom does the affliction belong? That is the question. He is now pointing out that it belongs to Sharira only, not even to Chidabhasa. We may mistake as belonging to Chidabhasa or Kutastha. Truly speaking, it doesn't belong to any of this. It belongs to Sharira only. Stanza 229 to 235 elaborate. Sharirasya eva jvara santapaha. The jvara santapa means afflictions on account of these belong to whom? Sharira only. To show that, first he points out Chidabhasa doesn't have affliction. And then he uses Kaimotika Nyaya. If Chidabhasa can't have affliction, what to speak? Kutastha Atma can never have the affliction. So first he proves that Chidabhasa doesn't have the jvara. Chidabhase swatah kopi jvaro nasti yataschita jvaro nasti yataschitah prakashaika svabhavatvam eva drishtam na chetarat. Chidabhase swataha na nasti is there, no? Na asti nasti, take na. Swataha na, then kaha api jvaraha asti. Na kopi jvaraha asti. Yataha chitaha prakashaika svabhavatvam eva drishtam itarat na. Yataha chitaha prakashaika svabhavatvam eva drishtam itarat na. Chidabhase swataha na kopi jvaraha asti. In first he makes a statement, then he proves that. In Chidabhasa, what is Chidabhasa? Chaitanya reflected in the Antakarana vrittis. In Antakarana, reflected in Antakarana. Chidabhase, na kopi, none of the jvaras can be there. There is no, that means even by exception, there can't be any jvara. Means Chidabhasa is totally free from affliction. This is a pratidnya, a statement made. What is our experience? All sorrows we undergo. What? Where? All that we experience, is it not on account of Chidabhasa? Vritti must be there, but vrittis by themselves can't make us experience or know. Chidabhasa must be there. And Chidabhasa means what should be there? Chaitanya also must be there. Now we say swataha, on their own, on its own, in Chidabhasa. No doubt we do, along with Chidabhasa, we do experience the Jvara. But it is not on its own, means it is not the intrinsic feature of Chidabhasa. It is not the intrinsic feature of reflected Chaitanya. How do you say so? He proves what is Chidabhasa? Pratibimba of Chit Chaitanya. Any Pratibimba should necessarily be like what? Bimba. And if at all it appears to be not strictly in conformity with the Bimba, to whom do you ascribe the changes? Pratibimba or the medium of Pratibimba? Reflecting medium. See, any reflection should necessarily be like the original thing. And if at all a reflection appears to be other than what it is, that all those changes will have to be ascribed to the reflecting medium and not to the Bimba. If in a mirror your face appears funny, what does it mean? It appears, elongated or broad. What does it mean? Either the mirror must be concave or convex. If it is a plain mirror, it will not be so. Suppose some dirt appears on your face and you are sure that you have totally cleaned it, washed it. It must be belonging to whom? Mirror only. Like that, you say, so na swataha. But how do you say? Listen. Chaitanya is totally free from dvaras. Chit, of whose abhasa pratibimba is seen, is totally free from the jvara. How? We don't know. You may not know. But Vidvad Anubhava is quoted. Atma Anubhava, Aparoksha Anubhava of the Jnani is quoted. Yataha, Yasmat, because of the reason. Chitaha, Chitaha is Chaitanyasya. In the case of Chaitanya, for Chaitanya. Chitaha of Chaitanyasya. Prakashaika Swabhavatvam eva drishtam. This is what is seen. What is it? Chaitanya is always Prakashaika Swabhavatvam. Always it is nothing but Prakasha. What is Prakasha here? Not light. Jnapti Tattva, the knowledge principle, the cognitive principle. So, that Eka Swabhavatva shows no jvaras are possible. Now one may say, look, you made one statement that Chidabhasa has no jvara on its own, and you are supporting it from another statement. What is another statement? Chaitanya has no jvaras. Both we have to swallow, is it not? No. It is proved. In whose case? Eva drishtam. So it is seen. Where it is seen? Vidvad Anubhava. Jnanis in their direct cognition have verified that Chaitanya by itself is totally free from who? The three types of jvaras. So jvaras belong to the bodies only, not to Chaitanya. And when Chaitanya is free from jvara, its abhasa pratibimba should necessarily be free from jvara. So therefore, Chidabhasa on its own doesn't have the jvaras. Now the question is, look, we are concerned with the jvaras in relation to whom? Atma and the Jnani. Why you brought the Chidabhasa in between here? Not necessary. And you only told us Chidabhasa is Satya or Mithya. Mithya, why do you bother about that? No, it is helpful for us to ascertain the Atma Swarupa as free from this, and also ascertain, it is helpful for us to ascertain Jnani has no jvaras. Chidabhasepya sambhavyaha jvara sakshinika katha evamapekatam mene chidabhaso hyavidyaya. Add yada, yada to be added. Chidabhase api jvaraha asambhavyaha, jvaraha asambhavyaha. Then add tada, tada sakshini ka katha, tada sakshini ka katha evamapi avidyaya hi chidabhasaha ekatam mene, ekatam mene. See what was shown in 229. In Chidabhasa itself, jvaras, afflictions are not there. How do you say so? Vidvad Anubhava proves that Chaitanya itself is free from afflictions. Its reflection should be true to the original thing. It also is free from affliction. So now he says, when this is the truth, what is that? Chidabhase api jvaraha asambhavyaha. When means asambhavya means they don't happen to be there, they are not there. When in Chidabhasa itself, on its own, afflictions are not there. Tada, then he says, Sakshini ka katha. Where is the need of telling that jvaras are not there in Sakshi Chaitanya Kaimotika Nyaya? That is Pratibimba doesn't have it, Bimba also doesn't have it. If that is the case, the question comes, how do we mistake jvara in Sakshi Atma and I consider myself a samsari? That is due to ignorance, a mistake committed. Evamapi. Evamapi means when the afflictions, jvaras are not there either in Chidabhasa or in Chaitanya itself. Evamapi avidyaya, on account of ignorance, not knowing the Sakshi Kutastha Chaitanya Swarupa as free from the jvaras. So therefore, avidyaya, he means Shastra Prasiddhi and also our Anubhava, that taking ourselves to be samsari jiva. So what happens? Ekatam chidabhasaha mene. Ekatam, identity. With whom? Sharirena saha. Chidabhasa gets identified with all the three bodies. Which three bodies? Gross body, subtle body, and causal body. Whom do the jvaras belong? Bodies. And Chidabhasa identifies with the body. How? Why? Due to ignorance. All jvaras appear to belong to Chidabhasa and thereby to Kutastha Atma, Sakshi Atma. So therefore, Ekatam here is Sharirena Saha Ekatam. Who considers that? Chidabhasaha mene. Chidabhasa here stands for who? Jiva, the individual. Mene manyate, considers in the sense mistakes. He mistakes oneself to be endowed with jvaras. Ekatam mene, this was briefly told, is further elaborated. What does this Chidabhasa do in terms of this false attribution? Let us see. Sakshi satyatva madhyasya svenopi teva pustraye तत्सर्वं वास्तवं स्वस्य स्वरूपमिति मन्यते. Add चिदाभासः स्वेन उपेते वपुस्त्रये साक्षी सत्यत्वम् अध्यस्य. साक्षी सत्यत्वम् अध्यस्य. तत्सर्वं स्वस्य वास्तवं स्वरूपम् इति मन्यते. तत्सर्वं स्वस्य वास्तवं स्वरूपम् इति मन्यते. This is what Chidabhasa does on account of ignorance. What does it do? Chidabhasaha, this Chidabhasa, reflected Chaitanya, what does it do? Svena upete vapustraye. Vapustraye means in three bodies. What are those three bodies? Stula Sharira, Sukh Sharira and Karana Sharira. The Stula tre. And not simply three bodies. What type of three bodies? Svena upete. Svena upete means Svena sahite. Along with itself. What is that itself? Chidabhasa. In the three bodies endowed with Chidabhasa. That's Swa stands for whom? Chidabhasa. That is Chidabhasa in the three bodies endowed with itself means endowed with Chidabhasa. So what does it do? Vapustraye Sakshi Satyatvam Adhyasya. Sakshi Satyatvam like this. Madhyama pada lopa samasa. Sakshi Gata Satyatvam. Satyatva, the true nature belonging to whom? Sakshi. See, Chidabhasa is Satya or Mithya? False. Sakshi is Satya or Mithya? You say Sakshi Mithya. Then what? Then the end of everything. So therefore Sakshi is Satya. Now that Satyatva, the absolute reality, the true nature belonging to Sakshi, what does Chidabhasa do? Say, Sakshi Satyatvam Adhyasya. In the three bodies endowed with Chidabhasa, the Chidabhasa means the Jiva on account of ignorance. Adhyasya, superimposing means, what does it mean? Considering the individual endowed with three bodies and Chidabhasa as Satya, like who? Sakshi Kutastha Chaitanya. So, Adhyasya, what does it do? Tat Sarvam. All those things. What are all those things? Jvaravat Shariratrayam. Three bodies, not the three bodies. Three bodies endowed with, coupled with their jvaras. Means all afflictions belong to whom? Shariras. And now, what as the individual jiva, what we have got? Three shariras means jvaras are already there. And Chidabhasa. And what does Chidabhasa do? Chidabhasa is from where? Chit. Chit Sakshi Satya. That Satyatva, it falsely ascribes to whom? These three bodies endowed with Chidabhasa plus the jvaras. Then what happens? Who is having jvaras now? I, Chidabhasa. I means Kutastha Sakshi. So, Tat Sarvam means not simply Shariratraya, but Shariratraya endowed with jvara. There in Tika, the phrase is Jvaravat Shariratrayam. That what should be understood properly. What is that what? Matu Pratyaya, not like. Jvaravat means Matu Pratyaya, is endowed with jvaras. Yes. The three bodies endowed with their corresponding jvaras, afflictions. What does he consider? Swasya Swarupam. It is my true nature. I am the one who is endowed with all these afflictions. Iti manyate considers means mistakes. This is the mistake. Truly speaking, the afflictions have to belong to whom? Sharira, not even Chidabhasa. But due to ignorance, it considers as belonging to oneself. Now the question is, well, here is some error, some bhranti, erroneous notion has taken place. So what? The consequences are being shown. Etasmin bhranti kaleyam sharireshu jvarat swatha swayameva jvaramiti manyate kutumbivat. Ayam etasmin bhranti kale sharireshu. See there, sandhi breaking is like this. Jvaratsu atha. Sandhi breaking is jvaratsu atha has become jvaratsvatha. Now, Anvaya, Sharireshu, then Jvaratsu, thereafter make Adhyara, add there, Satsu, Jvaratsu, Satsu, continue, Atha, Swayam Eva, or you can, if you want a further this thing, you can do like this. So, atha, then add a big adhyara. Tan jvaran swasmin eva aropya. After atha, you can make adhyara. Tan jvaran. Tan jvaran swasmin eva. Swasmin eva आरोप्य तांज्वरान स्वस्मिन एव आरोप्य अथ then adhyara is तांज्वरान स्वस्मिन एव आरोप्य continue स्वयं एव ज्वरामि मन्यते कुटुंबिवत् हि says, I am this one. Who is this one? I am Chidabhasaha. This Chidabhasa. What does it do? Etasmin bhranti kale. At the time of this erroneous notion, what is that etasmin bhranti kale? Sharira and their afflictions, which are considered as what? Satya, like Sakshi. It is like this. Etasmin bhranti kale is Sharira tajvarataya traya satyatva bhranti kali. When it has mistaken the three bodies and their jvaras as satya belonging to myself, so at that time, sharireshu jvaratsu. First, he has mistaken, the Chidabhasa has mistaken due to ignorance, three bodies and their afflictions as what? Satya. And when the afflictions are going on in the body, what does it do? Sharireshu satsu, jvaratsu satsu means when the shariras, three bodies, jvaratsu satsu means when they undergo the afflictions. When the bodies undergo the afflictions, atha means anantaram, thereafter what does it do? All those jvaran, tan jvaran, swasmin aropya, superimposing those afflictions on oneself, what does he mistake? Swayam eva jvarami iti. I myself what? Jvarami means I am getting afflicted. Iti Manyate means he considers all those afflictions as belonging to himself. To this, an illustration is given. One may say, how is it possible? If jwaras belong to the bodies, how can one take it once possible? He gives some common example from the world. He gives Kutumbivat hi. Who is Kutumbi? Those who have Kutumba. What is that? A householder. What is called as Putra bharyadishu vikaleshu sakaleshu va ahameva vikalaha sakalaha va manyate kutumbi. A kutumbi, a grahastha, not a jnani, not like Janaka. Okay, Janaka also was a grahastha. No, a common grahastha, ajnani. Do you know what happened? Putra bharyadishu vikaleshu sakaleshu. Something happens in the children or wife or husband. What happens? Ahameva sakalaha vikalaha. You know that? Putre nashte aham nashtaha, putre pushte aham pushtaha. This fellow is going to KG. That also lower KG. Okay. Not 1 kg, lower kg. And he got 99 marks. Hava! So the fellow is the what? The parents are so elated. And he is at KG and he got 62%. Ayo! Stupidity nowadays parents are doing, you know. I don't know what is this. Education itself has become like that. Where is the child doesn't know anything. The same child may be in future such a great what? That is a scholar it may be. At this age they will think and go on hammering. No, you are like that, you are like that, you are like that, you are like that, then what will happen? Faithfully the child will be what has been to even common psychology, you know, this is because that that modern this thing craze is such that as anyway. So now that is something good has happened. He is elated. Something bad has happened. Rejected. Actually, whom it happened? Child or who? Somebody else. So why it's so? Because of what is it? Abhishwanga. Identification means what? Abhishwanga. That's what is called identification. Abhishwanga. Because of identification. What happens there appears to happen here. Truly it has not happened here in him as such. So that is what I totally identifying that. So like this, so Kutumbivat, like this common householder, where they get elated and dejected because of something good or bad happening in the close relatives. So like that. So here, Shariras afflicted by these jwaras considers I am this thing because Atma Sarupa as distinct from Shariras he has not directly cognized. So that Kutumbivat he, this illustration is further explained. Putradareshu tapyatsu tapami tithayatha manyate purushastadvad abhasopyabhimanyate yatha Purushaha Putradareshu Tapyatsu. Add Aham. Putradareshu Tapyatsu. Add Aham. Tapami. Iti Rutha Manyate. Rutha Manyate. Tadvad Abhasaha api abhimanyate tadvat abhasaha api abhimanyate. Yatha, just as Purushaha, a given individual. So don't take Purusha here, Atma, etc. A given individual. What does he do? Putradareshu tapyatsu. When putra, son, dara, wife, husband, all those things. Tapyatsu means when afflicted or when in distress. When they are afflicted or when they are in distress, what does he consider? Aham tapami. So, I get afflicted. I am in distress. Tapami, not that he does some tapas or nothing like that. I am tapami. Tap santape. Tap actually, even tapas also in stuffs of santapa only. So I get afflicted. Iti vrithamanyate. Considers envy. Because this affliction belongs to putradara etc. and not to the individual. But due to abhishvanga, identification with that, he considers as though it belongs to oneself. So also tadvat abhasaha api manyate. This abhasa, chidabhasa, identified with the bodies and its afflictions, consider those afflictions as belonging to oneself. Even Janma Marana also, Janma Marana are for what? Bodies, but he takes as though belonging to me. So in this manner, in the state of ignorance, the afflictions, jwaras belonging to shariras are mistaken as belonging to oneself. Other way now. In the state of knowledge, though the shariras have jwaras, he knows I don't have this jwara because Atma Swarupa is directly cognized. So that Viveka, in the Viveka Dasha, in the state of knowledge, absence of jwaras in one Swarupa. So even in the Abhasa, absence of that is shown. Vivecha Bhranti Mujjitva Swamapyaganayan Sada Chintayan Sakshinam Kasma Shariramanu Sanjvari. Add Chidabhasaha. Chidabhasaha Vivicha Bhrantim Ujjitva Svada Sada Swam Api Aganayan. Sada Swam Api Aganayan. Sakshinam Chintayan. Sakshinam Chintayan. Shariram Kasmat. Kasmat Shariram by Sandhi has become Kasmat Shariram. Shariram Kasmat. Add Hetoho. Shariram Kasmat. Add Hetoho Adhyara. Anusanjvari. Anusanjvari. What does the Chidabhasa do? Chidabhasaha Vivecha. Having taken to Viveka. So what that Viveka? How me, Kutastha Atma, is distinct from Sharira Traya. All Atma, not Viveka, all that means all takes in, has to be taken into account. So that is Chidabhasa, having known itself to be totally distinct from the three Sharira, means having known the Bheda, the distinction between itself, Chidabhasa itself and Sharirtraya, or Kutastha itself and Sharirtraya. So means having known its Vastava Swarupa, means having known the Chaitanya Swarupa, Sakshi Swarupa, Kutastha Chaitanya Swarupa, having known, and thereby Bhrantim Ujjitva. Ujjitva means having discarded. Discarded what? Bhrantim, that erroneous notion that me, that Sharira Traya with affliction is me, having given up that wrong notion. Bhrantim Ujjitva Parityajya. Thereafter what? Swam Api Aganayan. Itself. What is that itself? Chidabhasa itself. Aganayan means what? Anadaram kurvan, disregarding. See, Chidabhasa disregards itself. Do you know why? It knows my Swarupa is what? Chaitanya. Chidabhasa, reflection is Satya or Mithya. Being Mithya, Pratibimba being false in nature, it disregards, means not giving any importance to itself, the Chidabhasa. Aganayan means Anadaram kurvam, totally disregarding itself, being Mithya in nature, false in nature. So then what does it do? Sakshinam chintayan, always thinks of who? Its true nature, Sakshi Chintayan. Then he says, Shariram Kasmat Hetoho Anusanjaret. Why should it get afflicted on account of the body? Anusanjaret means Anusrutya Paritape. On account of that, why should it get afflicted? Why? I am neither Chidabhasa nor the Sharira, including the Jvaras. I am who? Kutastha Chaitanya, who has nothing to do anything with this. So what am I to do with this? I have nothing to do. Means there is no occasion for that to get afflicted by all the Jvaras. So this is how, in the state of Viveka, so there is no affliction on account of these three bodies, because the Jnani has discovered itself to be the Sakshi Swarupa, totally distinct from three bodies and their afflictions. So that in the Bhranti Avastha, afflictions are there. In Jnana Avastha, afflictions are not there. These two things together are explained with the help of an illustration. We'll see. Om Swasti Prajabhya Paripalaya Nyayena Margena Mahi Mahesha Gobrahmanebhya Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshatu Parjanya Prithvi Sasya Shani Desho Yamsho Bhaya Brahmana Santu Nirbhaya Om